When I started healing my unresolved issues in 1988, I really started getting connected with who I am as a First Nations people. In the language where I come from, it's Halkamenum, and how we identify each other is Kwamuk, person of this land, human being of this land. In identifying that, we not only acknowledge our family, but the land and the teachings that we come from. Living a good life, for me, has been to deal with the unresolved issues so I could make room inside me for good things to come in. And that's what I do anytime I do therapy on myself. I make room for good stuff to come in so that the bad emotions can be pushed out. I feel that in the direction that I've taken in my life, I've led a good life, and I pray in my heart that I've left a good trail for my children and the people that follow. That's living the good life.
Throughout my sobriety and my healing journey, I thought, that's achieving sobriety is a good life. It's a good life where, you learn to be who you are. You have connections to yourself first, to your inner child. You have connections to your heart, connections with your own spirit. And after you find out who you are, then you find out who your family and friends, and then your community. And then after you find out who they are, then you gradually find out what the world is all about, or then you find out what living a good life is all about, because you have this connection of joy, happiness, and I was told by an elder that everything, living or non-living, has a spirit. So I will read what I wrote there, what I think about my experience of what I think what living a good life is all about. Darkness was all I knew. At one time, I lived in darkness. At first, it was a glimpse, a little light in the distance. I never saw any lights for years and years and years. Another glimpse, another glance. Behold, the light right in front of me. The light urging me to step forward. Feel the light touching you. Step forward, bathe in brightness. Let the brightness wash you. Step forward, rekindle your life. I closed my eyes. I remembered the light. My childhood remembered the light. I remembered the shine. The shine tickled me. The laughter, the happiness. I remembered growing in the arms of love. Mommy and Daddy, they were here once. Mommy and Daddy, they walked with the ancestors. I opened my aging eyes. I remembered hardships and struggles. There were thorns in my side. I was on my hands and knees, and I kept going, and I kept going and going and going. I kept getting older and older and older, and wiser and wiser and wiser, and brighter and brighter and brighter. In my old worn shoes, I walked the red road. The red road led me to many blessings. I was given a second chance to live, a second chance to live a good life. Goodness came to me. Goodness came in the form of kindness. Kindness gave me many friends, gave me lots of friends. My shoes kept getting older and older and older. I walked a long journey from my mind to my heart. I walked from me to my dreams, from darkness to light, from darkness to light, from darkness to light.
What does living a good life mean to me? For me, a good life really encompasses putting my family first. I had really amazing parents, and it didn't mean that there wasn't chaos and insanity, because there was. But the one gift my parents gave us is they went into therapy. When my daughter's the oldest granddaughter, we're a blended family, and they went into therapy. And so their grandchildren had these amazing, amazing grandparents. And that, that cycle breaking comes down. And I think that's a really fabulous gift that is so important in our communities, is so important in our communities. For me, the good life, my dad demonstrated to me unconditional love. And I love people. And I was given that gift from him. And my mom modeled tenacity and the value of education. And like when I said earlier, being so ahead of her time. She was the first one from our community to go to public school. She worked as a secretary at the Indian Hospital, way ahead of her time. She just did things. And as a young person, I never appreciated her strength and all those things that she did. It wasn't till I was old and could look back and think, wow, she was strong. However, that also meant her daughters were driven too, because we could be, because we had that role model. And where I worked at Tseqalmit for 29 years and 10 months till I retired. But I was there at a time when we pioneered residential school healing and had a wonderful mentor. And the first director there before me was wonderful. And we built the trauma, what's now called trauma-informed healing. So it was an exciting career and the good life of a wonderful board of directors that believed in healing and good people, and wonderful elders that taught us. So I had a good life, surrounded by loving people. And with that, yes, we had knowledge, skills, and abilities, but sometimes I think what we really did was love people well. Because the foundation of what the elders gave us was, if we follow our teachings and that foundation, and then we added the Western teachings, it worked. And so that was the respect and kindness. That's what my grandma and my mom, you be kind. Yes, you be kind. And that was a real family value. And at the time when I was a kid, I didn't have those words to attach it to. And the accountability that John talked about as well. That goes a long way. It goes a long way in life if you're taught to be kind and accountable. And it starts when you're very small. And it becomes a way of life. And if you carry those teachings, the respect and the kindness and the accountability, life's not that hard. I mean, it doesn't mean there's no challenges, but It took me a long way in my life.